Film is an art that anyone can appreciate. Everybody loves movies, that's just the way it is. But because film is an art, it must have critics. The problem with film critics is that film reviews can be very linear and one-sided, while the genre of film itself is one made beautiful because of the many ways that it can be digested. Because of this, we here at the CinemaBuns set out to create a short, comprehensive review from multiple different perspectives. We call this film review Movies That Matter, and we hope you enjoy.
The 2016 film Tickled is a documentary following two New Zealand journalists and their journey to uncover the mystery behind competitive tickling. However, this is not your average documentary film. Instead of being told from a purely informative perspective, it chooses to play out more like a mystery novel, with plenty of twists and turns along the way. By the end of the film, you'll have experienced a whirlwind of emotions and an uneasy feeling in your stomach that you'll have to see for yourself to comprehend.
Tickled is most certainly not your average blockbuster title. It lacks the excitement of a made-for-Hollywood movie and follows a more grounded, realistic approach. The film is a documentary, and at the end of the day, its purpose is to inform first and entertain second. Regardless, the story told throughout Tickled is very hard to put down. It's suspenseful, engrossing, and intriguing. Everyone loves a good mystery, and it's fun to try and fit the puzzle pieces together for yourself while you watch. The film is also filled with beautiful scenic shots of many different locales, which are sure to leave a great impression on just about anyone. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said about the rest of the movie. It contains a lot of unsettling, taboo, and sexual imagery, which can be hard to bear for more lighthearted moviegoers. Ultimately, while Tickled is not the type of film you'd expect to see in the theater listings, it's hard not to leave the movie surprisingly impressed. What seems like a ridiculous, novel idea easily becomes one of the most impressive movies of the year.
Tickled is a film that you would think might be hard to recommend due to its taboo subject matter, but in reality this couldn't be further from the truth. This was David Farrier's debut to the film world, and I would have been really hard-pressed to believe that considering the impressive direction present throughout the length of Tickled. First off, the cinematography is surprisingly a visual treat, which is something I find super compelling and very unique about a documentary that isn't centered around nature. The aforementioned mystery novel-style presentation of the subject matter in Tickled is so very well paced and edited that it creates a kind of natural flow. It tells a very compelling tale, unlike any documentary that I've ever seen before. And as you follow through this tale, you can look forward to experiencing strong feelings that will span the entire emotional spectrum. The subject matter is dark and enticing, despite Tickled's silly name. The title would imply a film that is lighthearted and fun in nature, despite the fact that the film is anything but. The heavy juxtaposition between title and film is actually parallel to the thematics in Tickled. It's about something twisted and disturbing, hiding behind something that's generally perceived as being innocent. Tickled is truly something to be marveled at. It's an interesting treat comparable to the feeling itself, and defied my expectations in almost every way imaginable.
Now that you've heard what everyone else thinks of the movie, here's our thoughts on it. For a movie from a first-time director, it has absolutely brilliant cinematography that rivals that of big-budget blockbusters. The subject matter surprisingly leads itself to an interesting narrative that's easy to get sucked into. As we were watching Tickled, we found ourselves in a strange place, jumping between discomfort, anger, and laughter, often exchanging awkward or surprised glances as it put us into a mysterious trance. After the movie, we were left in an odd state of horror as we were reflecting more on the subject matter while thinking, stuff like this can't possibly still be going on, right? And I think that's what the main MO of the movie is, to educate people on a lesser-known topic while also making it a gripping and interesting watch. Tickled, without a doubt, does this superbly, and that's what makes it a standout documentary.